Hello, everybody. And in a change to the schedule, we've got the wonderful Tim Johnson from Ghosted UK, which is absolutely brilliant. And I'm actually really pleased to be doing this because I was going to ask you on at some stage. So I'm really pleased it's now, and you've got some fantastic footage to show us.
Oh, yes.
So which I'm really looking forward to. Funny enough, I've been interviewed by Tim a few times on his show Ghosted during the lockdowns. Tim was doing some live events, and they were very, very enjoyable. I used to really enjoy sitting down watching. Has had some fantastic guests on there, and I thought it'd be really nice for Tim to be interviewed by myself, so kind of a reversal role thing today.
Yeah.
And you've got some fascinating and fantastic footage, some fantastic experiences. I'll start saying hi to people when they start popping on. We've got some silent watchers at the moment. Claire's here, so hello Claire, thank you for joining us. Tim, do you want to say how you got interested in the paranormal to begin with? Most people it started with at childhood. Was that the same for you?
Yes. Yes. When I was about 9 or 10, I was sort of messing around. Well, made my own Ouija board or angel board, and I was messing around with it like an idiot. And a picture fell off the wall and nearly hit me on the head. So that sort of freaked me out. And I sort of had a few experiences in the house as well. After that, which I probably bought something through, which I shouldn't have done. And from then on, that was it. I was just hooked. I was like, I've got to know why these experiences happened. And I experienced some strange things when I was young, and I'd seen someone who I knew who had passed roughly the same time, but obviously not in the same, like 200 mile away. I saw someone who in a caravan site once, and when we got back to the caravan about 2 hours later, I found out they'd passed. So I'd experienced things like that. So from a very young age, I was hooked, I suppose, in a way. And we'd seen even at my old school when I was young. We were playing. I used to play for the local school football team, and we were in practicing at night in like I suppose what you call it. It's like when you gather together. What's it called? Some hall, children's hall thing, school.
Yeah, I know
School
what you mean.
hall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
assembly sort of thing.
assembly. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
word. And yeah, we were playing football, and we heard someone come in through the door downstairs, a glass door. And we went to investigate it. And I remember looking at the top of the stairs with my friends at the time at the school, and there was footprints coming from the door, coming all the way up the steps, and then stopped. Muddy footprints. And we were like, "What the heck?" And then obviously the teacher at the time, the headmaster as well, said, we've had a break in. We need to find out what's going on. And we never did get to the bottom how these footprints appeared in the downstairs. It was really odd. And apparently, well, I say that, but apparently the caretaker passed away. And so we believe that could have been the caretaker that come back. But the muddy footprints are like the weirdest thing ever, because you can't explain that at all. I've never heard of. I've heard of like bathroom mirrors, and they leave a handprint or things like that, but not actually, physical sort of part, spirit, mud. That don't make no sense.
It
But
does happen.
yeah, you can't even explain. Even now, I find difficult, and it became a bit of a legend because when we investigate a house nearby, because we do home investigations, we were speaking to the young lady there who experienced some paranormal activity in her house, and she was talking about the story, and I just laughed and I said, "That's unbelievable." And she went, "Yeah." She said, "Why you find that funny?" Thought because I said I was there at the time when it happened. This is years later, many
Of
years
course.
later. So it became a bit of a legend in the area, apparently.
Of
Um,
course, if it was now, all the kids would have their mobile phones and be taking photographs of it, and it'd be on the papers and
yes,
everything now. We
yeah.
just
I
didn't
mean,
have that at all. I'm going to say hello to, and if I
yes.
missed anybody, I'm really sorry. Beth, Charles, Claire, Anna, Susan, Jules, they're people who are with you, and hello to all you silent watchers as well. Oh, Gemma's here as well, so hello to Gemma. So that was really your kind of first introduction to like the paranormal and stuff like that. Were there any TV programs or any books as a child that really were quite influential to you?
Um, there wasn't much about, to be honest with you. I think there was a few books I'd seen or read. The first, well, I suppose the first one I really got interested in. It was the monthly magazine. Um, I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it was the Unexplained or something like that. And it was a monthly magazine that came out about UFOs, Bigfoot, um, and things like that, ghosts and whatnot. That was one of the magazines I first collected, and that was sort of blew me away, sort of thing. And that's part of that's my first one, magazine sort of thing. There wasn't much about then, you know.
For when I was younger, it was Strange But True that really got me into the pan, and also some ghost books. Michael Aspel used to present Strange But True, used to be on ITV back in the 90s. This was now.
Right, I'm going before that.
It
um,
might
yeah,
be on Nationwide, a little feature about it or something.
there was the first sort of program I remember is I remember. Here we go. Um, Ghost Ghost Watch. That was
Oh,
a
that was a
spoof
classic. That
by
yes,
Parkinson, I think.
that was it.
And
Yeah,
that was just like, wow, I've got to watch that. So, and then I found out it was a spoof, and but people complained, didn't they? They were like, I've had nightmares. I'm kicked off the BBC.
yes.
I
They
don't
get
think the BBC done anything paranormal after that. That was it. That was like,
yeah.
we wouldn't do
I think they do
nothing more.
occasional things now, but it was a very long time. In fact, they did a spoof. I think it was around when Independence Day was about, and it was a Radio One thing, and they had Patrick Moore in it, and that was a spoof. But it was so obvious that it was like a spoof to begin with, not like the Ghost Watch thing. It just kind of went over the top and quite silly straight away. But I remember they did that, and I think there was an article in the Radio Times afterwards saying that they made
Eh,
it purposefully like that.
Yeah, most paranormal stuff then was kept quiet. Anything that was investigated. I mean, speaking to people who worked in that times, 60s and 70s, I've had the opportunity to speak to people who investigated the paranormal then, and that was mainly kept quiet. I mean, I think they didn't like the press getting involved in it because that became. I think one of them said it just became a circus. So they didn't want the press, which is quite interesting. But once the press got hold of it, that was it. That was all in the papers, and that went crazy with it. Like the Enfield haunting and things like that.
Yeah, that was really famous one in the 70s, I do believe it was.
Yeah. Most paranormal investigators don't want the palaver. I mean, it happens. It's a difficult thing because if you don't show stuff, then you're not going to get out there for what, about the paranormal. So if you keep it quiet, no one's going to really know, are they? And no one's going to know anything out about the paranormal.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, someone just Gemma. Hey Gemma. I love Most Haunted. That was probably the first show I watched. I did start watching it. Um, I
Absolutely.
had a
And
weird, yeah.
carry on.
I just said I had a weird experience watching Most Haunted because I used to record it.
Oh, do tell us about that. And hello
Yeah,
to
well,
everybody else watching again now. That's Gemma's turned up, Kelly, Jules, Leah,
hi,
Alison. So
hi
yeah,
everyone.
sorry. Do say the what happened whilst you were recording Most
Yeah,
Haunted.
yeah. Well, not because this place I used to live in that was built 1500s and something like 16th century, and it was quite a little building, 2 bedroom, whatever, and the old oak beams and. which I loved. I thought, wow, this will be interesting. Loving the paranormal. And I had some experience. Yeah, when I used to record Most Haunted, I used to go back to it to watch, and I used to just get the adverts and all the stuff before that, the old Betamax or VHS video, I should say.
Yeah.
And the actual Most Haunted bit, what I was watching was blank. Then after the Most Haunted had finished, apparently the adverts or whatever the program was on after. So I got before and after, not the program. And that kept happening. And also I had a new television I got as well. And boy, that kept playing up, kept switching off and things like that. So that one kept going back to the shop, and they kept saying, we can't find nothing, no fault with the television whatsoever. So that was another mystery. And I got some great EVPs in there I recorded.
Fantastic. We got
And a
some
glass. Yeah. I had a glass tilted inside a cabinet once as well. I think it was a brandy glass that was tilted inside. So it was on a glass shelf with a glass door like that. And the actual wine brandy glass was tilted inside. So the stem was on the shelf and the rim was on the inside of the door, which I could never
crazy.
work.
No, that is crazy.
Yeah, that is
Beth,
great. I got a picture of it somewhere. I had.
oh, that would have been a great to put there. But we'll have you on again
Yeah,
in the future
yeah.
and have those
This
photographs
was
as well. Beth, I totally agree with you, because when they used to have the ghost programs on Living TV, that seemed to be all British things. Now it's mostly American programs that we're getting on TV about ghosts and things, mostly abandoned places. I mean, I love all the American ones as well. I think the one thing which I do miss when I see the American ones is when you see like the British one, whether it's Most Haunted, when the other ones you go to some really fabulous buildings like old pubs, castles, mansion houses, and it's just lovely. I just love the old history of those buildings as well.
well. I spoke to Richard, Richard Felix, and from the Most Haunted, and I said to him, what was the most fascinating thing about doing the show? And he said, the buildings, the locations. He said, that's what I loved about it. He said, when I got offered to do it, he said, when I found out all these locations we're going to, he said, I jumped at the chance.
Yeah,
But yeah, that Ghost Haunted was probably I think just after that was Ghost Adventures,
yeah,
straight after. But Most Haunted, what I liked about Most Haunted, that showed the history, told you about the history and the apparent ghosts and that had been seen there, witnesses and stuff like that. And then it went a bit mad in the end, didn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, the dodgy stuff. But it's a shame because it was. I did like watching it. I did enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
Anything paranormal, really. But
I enjoyed it as well. I must admit, and it was always what was great about it. You could kind of create a paranormal map of all the different places that you would like to
yes,
visit as well, which was
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
true, yeah. They were.
Have you?
I mean, people criticise them, but they were I suppose, in a way, the first type, show. So I think it's an entertainment show at the end of the day, but they got it quite close to, with Derek the Core just had a bit of, fun to it, so to speak. God bless him.
Yeah,
Which, but like they said, I mean, I've had a lot of members of Paranormal, Most Haunted told me that was just, I suppose ratings dropped, so they had to add stuff, and then there was certain few. Yeah, Derek Core got very sick. Yeah, I think he was drawn into it, too
yeah,
much. Apparently, he was a
yeah.
great medium, and he was a lovely chap. But he
Richard
got drawn
Felix
into
always
that.
raves about him.
Yeah, he got drawn in. I spoke to a few people who knew him quite well, and they've said he just got drawn into, the big show busy side of it, and that was took it too far but that was definitely entertaining because it used to make me laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah,
saw him when I worked at the Guildhall, and again he was a great bloke.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah, another one that I read, Tony Stockwell, was really quite nice as well. That was somebody else that I saw. Lots of people saying love Richard Felix, and people saying they used to enjoy watching Most Haunted as well. So we've got some footage that we're going to show. Just tease people just a little bit more. But when you just tell us how you started doing paranormal investigations properly in places and the equipment, and also as well, I'll be interested because I think you've made some REM bears as well, haven't you? So if you say
Oh,
about how you started in the doing
yeah, we just
investigations.
used to mess around with different things, basically, like you say, spirit is, EMF, electric magnetic fields. So a lot of stuff was built around that. So you could put it in, once you built a sensor, you could put the sensor in anything, whatever you want, a car toy, toy car, sorry, a doll and a bear or whatever. And I used to make me laugh because I used to build them for like £2. And there's people selling them for like 50 quid or whatever. And, they only cost a couple. The bear's got enough, they don't cost nothing. So you just put and set up a few LED lights, sort of thing. But yeah, I never sold any sort of thing. I gave them away as presents and stuff, but it was just to see if that had made any difference, trial and error, different things, different equipment. But sometimes, they just go crazy when they try to sell something. I mean, I do collect equipment as well, like REM pods and anything new or different. I will buy it and try it. And anything old and collectible. I've got a few bits of equipment, some old EMF meters that Andrews gave me, some bits and pieces. That would work. I think some of the Andrews stuff he's got is from the first sort of EMF meter type thing. I mean, though they were built, some of them I got one that was dated 1940s, 1938, I think, 37. It's a wooden box like this, and it's basically an EMF meter. It's amazing piece of equipment. Maybe I should have bought it. Show you it.
No, absolutely. But obviously,
Yeah.
do come on at some other point in the future. REM bear for 50 quid. That's actually quite good price for what some of them go for as well. Although to Gemma, it doesn't sound like it was that
Yeah,
successful.
I make them for about £3, and you get the bears off the car boot for nothing, or people give you bears, and all it is a EMF sensor, a few little electronics. All it does is read EMF, and they then I think the chips and bits and pieces have gone up now, but they used to cost pence, so and put a little battery pack in the back and. So yeah, 50 quid's a lot. I would never pay. I think Natasha's got one of those Boo Bears that she got especially from America when it first came out, one of
Gangster
the new
booze,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was like 250 quid or something. I can't remember. But she
Wow.
really wanted one, and they are quite good. I've got to admit that is quite a good bit of equipment because they ask questions and they can tell. It's got temperature sensors on it, touch sensors on it. And that's a really good bit of equipment. It's, we've had some interesting results for that.
Fantastic. So we got here, Jules. What's your favourite piece of equipment to use, Tim? Please.
I suppose I'd like. I suppose just just a recorder, really. The dictaphone, is it? Just something like that. That's more on a camera. That's about it. But they're my favourite pieces of equipment because because that's the sort of thing you used to use years ago. It was just a camera and a dictaphone, a recorder. That'd be a tape recorder with a cassette you put in it and conquer that. But you couldn't keep recording over it because that obviously you get a possible EVP double.
Yes, that was
double
always a
exposure type
possibility.
thing.
Yeah,
Like a
I've never
camera,
known that
yeah.
happen to record in like DJ mixes and things to hear it come back on like the
Yeah,
tape. But just to be on the safe side, you always had to just buy new tapes. So it was quite expensive on tapes, really, wasn't it?
yeah. I mean, the VHS video recorder I borrowed once. That was huge, gigantic thing, and you put the big. But like I say, and they weren't the tapes weren't cheap, but they're you had to use blanks every time because obviously the case of a record and going up a record, and so and they could possibly easily. same as if you use cameras. But now they're all digitized. You just blank a memory card, and put in it, and you shouldn't get any copies of something previously. It's possible, but it shouldn't happen. It should be wiped. But yeah,
Absolutely. At least you know then that you've put a blank tape in. So if you've got something, there's never going to be that doubt that what you're getting is the recording from.
exactly. Yeah, at that house I was just telling you about, I caught an EVP on a VHS recorder. We recorded in there because the activity got a bit mad in there, and I got this like Latin. That was in Latin, I believe, and at the time, but I couldn't quite make out what it said. But it was in that format, and that was just evil sounding. Something of a horror movie at the time. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, that was the most creepiest thing. The weird thing is, when I played it back the first time, I never heard it, and then my girlfriend at the time, she played it back, and she heard it, and we were like, "Holy shamoly, that is a loud, clear EVP," and and that was in Latin, but we could not make out. Yeah, tried to find out what it said and that didn't make any sense. So that was the weirdest. That was one of my strangest EVP. That was as clear as anything, the EVP. And that kept going on for about 30 seconds as well as he repeat, like a chant, repeat.
That's pretty amazing, because most of them are just very short clips. We've got some clips, so I think that I've teased people enough. I think I'm going to start sharing some of these clips out that you've sent through to me. So I've put them all into a folder for easy access. Do you want me to set them going, or do you want to set them going?
Yeah.
Best for you. So shall I set them going?
Yeah, you carry on.
So here we go. I'm going to just put some video files in, and if you explain where you were and what you're doing and what to listen out for. So I just got this. Let's see. It probably will start straight away. And
play one at a time, and
play
one so we can hear it, and then I'll explain after. I think maybe.
Okay, here we go.
I was to say, I don't think it goes out to. So all I can hear is cheese on it.
So there we go. That's so it's up here still, which is good. So we can replay it again. Now it sounds like somebody saying tease or cheese or something like that. So I take it the voice is what really does sound like a child in the room where you are at the moment.
Yeah, it was weird because that was Poppylands and Horsey in Norfolk, and we'd go for they'd had a break, whatever, and the camera's always rolling, whatever. And yeah, we captured this little to us a girl's voice, and we couldn't make out what it was, please or cheese or tease or whatever. But if you hear at the end of it, you can hear like a gasp as well. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, we'll replay it again.
Like that, yeah.
Which is very strange. Should we replay it again so people can hear it? Because I like to repeat these things, because I think doing it 3 times people get really to hear it properly. So let's hear it again.
Got Wi-Fi as it were. I was to say, I don't think it goes out to. So all I can hear is cheese on it.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a girl gasping or something. It's very strange, that end.
Yeah. The interesting thing about that EVP is when I showed us back to Darren, he was saying showing it to his staff, and one of the ladies in there, and that's not just the lady he was talking about, Darren, I believe as well. They've heard a girl's voice in there. There's been a few times when they've been in. To your left there's a kitchen, and he said they thought they'd just about shut up, and they were sorting, tidying up in the kitchen, whatever. And they heard some girl's voice in the kitchen, in that bit, in the serving bit there. And I thought, how come this little girl in there? We're basically near enough closed up or whatever. So they went through. There's no one there, but they distinctly heard. And the lady said that sounded very similar to the girl's voice they heard when they were in there, and that's happened a few times there. It's not just the first time. So there's been, eyewitness accounts of this little girl in downstairs in this area. So yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is. Let's just play it one more time, that one, so people really get to hear it through, and then we'll choose another one. But just before choosing the other one, I will ask if what other activity you got there as well. So let's hear it one more time.
You've got a Wi-Fi as it were. I was to say, I don't think it goes out to. So all I can hear is cheese on it.
Yeah, it is quite a creepy end, and you know, he could hear it at the times. He kept saying that he could hear it. What else did you get at this venue? Was there much else, or anything else going on?
Yeah, we've had a few there. I think one of them was the interesting thing about that EVP, like I said, to capture, you got the music playing in the background, which we asked Darren to put on, bring world war 1940s music, bring a bit of an atmosphere to the venue. But you've got people talking, you've got music on there, and that's louder than even. So that's really interesting. That's when we done communication with Arthur Lowe from Dad's Army there, the Knox. We were unfortunately we got Arthur Lowe come through, and we got these loud knocks all recorded. And that was just amazing because that was complete communication for about at least half an hour. So that was shockingly, brilliant. We do get some good stuff from there. Sometimes we can hear stuff, sometimes we don't. But yeah, it's a great little place. It's got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of military stuff there, you see. He collects military stuff, so that probably adds to it maybe there. Sounds like a child.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Sounds like a child. When they want something, say please, please over again until they get it. And at the end, it sounded like they didn't get it and were a bit upset from it. So, I mean, it could be like stone tape even with that, something that was said. Hello to Karen as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, there was a child's pram, 1940s child's pram moved. There's a child 1940s pram upstairs.
Sorry, I pressed it.
But that's you.
That's all right. We'll come back to that. Sorry, Karen. I was say about the child's pram, and then I can. I'll
just say there was a child's pram up there, and apparently that moved, and also there used to be a sweet shop up the top upstairs, and Darren got locked in there one night and he couldn't get out. So he said that whatever it was, playing pranks with him, and I've had a temperature drop as well of minus 10 Celsius within a minute, 2 minutes, which is quite amazing.
That is a
all recorded, obviously.
Drop.
Yeah, that's a massive drop.
Brilliant. So where's this EVP from now that I've just got up and accidentally interrupted what you were saying to begin with?
This is a doggy diner. Obviously, doggy diner. Yeah, in Galston. They've had experience some things there, bits and pieces there. So we went to investigate. I mean, yes, that's a good little place. Not very big, but we do capture some good EVPs there. I'll never listen to this one. I can't remember them half of them. I think
you'll remember once you see it anyway. Actually, one of them I did find quite creepy, and I was just grateful that it was nice and sunny out when I was listening to it. So here we go. This isn't a really creepy one, but you probably know the one I mean.
If that's you, knock once, please.
That's quite bizarre.
Yeah, that's a ladies' one before something Monique. The weird thing is on some of these EVPs, you'll hear a little click before the EVP comes in, which is quite interesting. And then that was a knock. That was just after, but when I asked, that's a lady's voice. I don't know. It could be French, maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't sound English. It does sound, or maybe like an old Latin or something. I don't know. But
and then there's a bloke's voice. Bloke's voice after that. I can't remember the exactly what we got on that. Can you play it again?
Yeah, let's play it again. Let's all listen. The man's voice in it is very, very deep, like extra deep, very bass to it.
If that's you, knock once, please.
Kind of almost sounds like
Yeah.
the chap says, "What was that?"
Yeah, and also says, is it Boris? Someone said Morris, but someone said Boris, and Andrew reckoned that was Morris. And there was and I said Morris and Morris who? I can't remember his bloody name. An investigator. Oh, Morris Gross. Morris.
Oh, Enfield Poltergeist man.
Yeah, what was his name? Morris Gross.
Gross
Was
or
that-
something like Morris Gross. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he reckoned that was him. That sounded like him. Because
True.
he spoke to him before, in bits and pieces. Yeah, so but I couldn't really. That's still not quite clear enough for me. But I did catch a nice picture of a face in one of the mirrors there as well, with pearl necklace and earrings.
Oh, wow.
I should have sent that to you, really.
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that'll be for another time, maybe. That'd be really cool to see. I'm
Yeah,
sure others would like
that
to
was.
see it.
Yeah, and I even had a what was it called? It's a certain hat in the era about, I don't know, late 1900s maybe. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like a funny sort of feathery hat thing, and that's what I worked out to be the picture. And I had the pearl earrings, necklace, and
Wow.
that was quite interesting. Yeah, and I couldn't find exactly where, a reflection of anyone wearing that sort of clothes, or nothing I could think would reflect that sort of face and picture on the mirror. So new captures stuff in mirrors, which they reckon is a portal, don't they, to the other side. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
Anne Tollington Lucas said, "Is the lady with you, Tim?" Yeah, I think she's probably what's from the investigators. Is that?
No, that's the owner. If on the
Oh,
way.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen to this one more time before we get another one up.
If that's you, knock once, please.
It's almost like you hear the male voice coming in just a little bit before that as well.
Yeah. It's someone said it's Morrison. That's what Andrew reckoned, but it's hard. It's not, again, one of them. I mean, they do rate them. You can rate them, whatever. But I just say, well, I can hear it or I can't.
Yeah.
That's just, if they're a C, they're a grade B, they're a grade A. No, I can either hear them or I can't. So it makes sense or I can't.
No, exactly.
I don't go with
I
these
find
ratings. Yeah.
No, I find that as well. I mean, I've seen television programs and they say it's a Class A EVP and they say what it sounds, and as much as I listen to it, all I can hear is sounds like and that's literally all I can hear of it.
I've had, I think, when you've heard it, I think we've got some of the most amazing EVPs. They're so clear, and even if you watch some of the television programs, I remember Zach from Ghost Events. He's got this voice. I couldn't even make out what it said. I really couldn't. And they were going, "That's a Class A," and I can understand it. Not to criticise, but I thought,
That was the program I was thinking of. I didn't want to sort of criticise anyone, but I listened to it and could not hear what it was, and that's happened not just Ghost Adventures, but I remember there was one Class A EVP on, but again, not criticising at all. Right, let's see what this one is. This is quite a good one.
Are you here with your friend or your sister?
That knock.
Do you miss the little girl who used to sleep in this bedroom?
That was a stomach.
I'm not sure.
That was
too loud for his.
Well, my stomach made a noise at one
Are you
point.
happy?
It's hard, isn't it, that one?
That's when Jane said that was me. The other knock weren't.
No.
That's a little...
The teddy bear it's lighting up.
No, that wasn't that.
Just
Can
lit
you
up.
count for us, please?
Yeah, but that's...
The help me is really, really clear on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That was, the first bit with the the sort of noise. I mean, I think it probably could have been someone's stomach, so that's why we will argue to death, but it probably was someone's stomach because they're always hungry, them lots. So, but that's a
Yeah.
private house one we done. We don't normally, unless we get permission, or they push us to thing. I don't like showing the private ones, but you can't tell where it is.
No.
Or, so you
Be anywhere.
know, it's kept private. But yeah, that's amazing. Helped me. That was the most amazing investigation I've ever done. That place, because that was active all the time, constantly. I think I had 80 EVPs in that
Wow.
building. Yeah. And people say, you can't say you had 80 EVPs. People think you're mad. You're exaggerating. I go, look, I've had 80 EVPs. They're not all like perfect like that, really good ones.
Yes.
Some are just little bits and pieces. And some can even be probably debunked as someone's stomach or bits and bobs. But you have to know every sound is on there and then go through what you really think. I mean, that you couldn't miss that one.
You couldn't miss the help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
with the head, because I have the headphones in, I mean, to me, it sounds more like a no than somebody's
Yeah.
stomach. 'Cause
Okay.
you hear the words. We'll play it again, see what people think about the no, but the help me is that's a class A EVP, I must say.
Are you here with your friend or your sister?
That knock.
Do you miss the little girl who used to sleep in this bedroom?
That was a stomach.
I'm not sure.
That was
too loud for his.
well, my stomach made a noise at one
Are you
point.
happy?
It's hard, isn't it, that one?
That's when Jane said that was me. The other knock weren't.
No.
That's a little.
The teddy bear just it's lighting up.
No, that wasn't that.
It
Can
just
you
lit
count
up.
for us, please?
Yeah, but that's,
Yeah, really,
Yes.
really good.
Yes, arguing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's superb because you've got to think that's just we've done an EVP recording and we're playing that back. So I can't remember if we actually heard that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you didn't hear it to be played back in the video because we didn't seem to be excited about that straight away. But we must have heard it later on,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you think that's played back through a recorder, a simple recorder, and that's just amazing. I think it gives me the shivers in a way, but I always do. I get excited about everyone like that. 'Cause
It sounds to me like somebody really whispering, help me,
Yeah.
almost directly into the recorder.
yeah, I mean, it's just astonishing, and I think it's like I know how people would feel like if they won the lottery. That's the sort of feeling wow.
Yeah. No, I
Especially,
totally agree. I totally
like
agree.
little kids at Christmas, I tell you. We get
Oh,
so
when you
excited.
get something after hours and hours sitting in darkness and not thinking you're going to get anything, it is just an amazing feeling.
That house was horrendous. The family had to move out. They couldn't stay there. So that's why they got
Wow.
us in.
Yeah.
They've had mediums go around and do cleansings and stuff like that, but nothing seemed to work. So that's when they asked us to go in.
Yeah.
And that was just the REM pod had to be just took the battery out in the end or drained straight away because you couldn't leave it on. You could not leave it, honestly. And you could be switched to most of the electrics. I say most, all electrics were shut off near enough. Sometimes we switched them back on for a while. But there's nothing, that's had a sweep, for EMF and stuff. There was bits and pieces. But you just couldn't have anything on. Anything you switched on was constantly going off. You had to shut it down because it's not so you're getting any sense that you're communicating through, say, a REM pod or something. It's just like, and that's it. And you move it around, wherever you put it is. And how many you could have 20 REM pods in there? They'd all gone off.
Wow.
Just the electricity in that place was absolutely, blowing me away. We had Oh yeah, that's one we caught. I'd have to show you that one, which I didn't put on there. I've got another one where you get the footsteps upstairs as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on the SLS camera, we caught like a four-legged figure, like like a dog or something, crawling around upstairs, the bedroom above, not that bedroom, the bedroom across that, and we went, "What the hell is that?" Later on, with the camera on, we could hear the footsteps upstairs. Lump, 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 lump. It was something out of the, like the Enfield Haunt and horror movie.
Yeah.
It's surreal, and that was just lump, lump, lump all the time. And I recorded. I got the whole lot on camera. You can clearly hear it. Yeah, it's amazing.
I must say hi to Annette and Alison who are watching. They joined a little while ago. Hello to you and thank you for watching. Let's just listen to that one more time.
Are you here with your friend or your sister?
That knock.
Do you miss the little girl who used to sleep in this bedroom?
That was a stomach.
I'm not sure.
That was
too loud for his stomach.
Well, my stomach made a noise at one
Are you
point.
happy?
It's hard, isn't it, that one?
That's when Jane said that was me. The other knock weren't.
No.
That's a little.
The teddy bear just it's lighting up.
No, that wasn't that.
It
Can
just
you
lit
count
up.
for us, please?
Yeah, but that's...
Good stuff.
I'll just say with Claire, who's that? Oh, what's that?
Sounds like
Womansley.
fun.
She said the
Let
problem
me
is
just-
with problem with EVPs when someone tells you what that is a pain.
Yes. It is.
If you don't, normally I put unexplained. That's what I normally do. And if it's clear, then I'll say what I think. But then people will say to me, if you put like "help me," and I'll say, "Why did you do that?" Now you're telling me what it says. And then if you put it as unexplained, they go, "Can you tell me what it says then? Why do you put unexplained?" So you can, it's a new. But I see what you mean. Yeah, it's unless I'm really really like that one. I'm sure that said "help me." I can't think of anything that could. So I would put it on there if I'm 100%. But people will knock me for not putting anything, and I'll get knocked for putting. But like you say, I always say that's what we believe that says. So what do you think? In our posts, we always say, "What do you think?" Because we like other people's, because we could be wrong, So it's nice to hear what other people, like the other one with the little girl, says, "We please" or "cheese." And I'd rather have people have their opinions to say that, I might have just typed in what I thought it was first, and then I should have put unexplained.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that
Yes.
I think kind of it's kind of known as a double bind. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kind
Yeah,
of thing,
it's when you see someone said, "Oh, the devil," and you listen to it yourself. And think, no, it didn't. It doesn't sound like the devil, and they're way off. You can hardly understand at all of anything.
exactly.
You just put unexplained.
Exactly.
It's easier.
Let's go to this next bit of footage now. So we'll play it and explain where you were and a bit more about it.
Jesus, have you followed us through here?
Whistle.
Do you speak to the children that are upstairs? What is your favourite colour? How old are you?
Yellow.
It says yellow.
Yeah.
That is so good.
That was. So, he liked yellow.
That's brilliant, because you said... what's your favourite colour?
Yellow.
Yeah, that was really clear.
Yeah, absolutely
Really
perfect, clear EVP.
There was some clicking as well. I mean, that being
And the whistle.
What I like
Yeah,
about
that's
it,
a
it
good
seems
one.
like the ghosts are almost as excited as you are that they actually said something.
I know that was really good, because it's to get, when you ask a question, you get an intelligent response. That just blows your mind, because it's what you want. That's what I look for. I mean, it's ask a question and you get an answer like that, and you and then you hear it. That says yellow again actually, and then that laughs. That's like whoa, And I can remember, and you got the noise. The weird thing, we got a lot of these pubs and stuff. They've got the generators right, which is blooming annoying because you want a complete, but you can't because that's their living. They got to have the machines running, blah blah blah. And it's great, that one. I did love that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Claire just said, sorry, we didn't have a dig, and I don't think Tim thought. Well, I'm mind reading there, but yeah, we didn't. I didn't take it as that.
I know
either.
where Claire's coming from. I know where Claire's coming from because I've seen it on programs before, and they say it says Susan. Am I deaf? I ain't hearing any of this.
Yeah.
I can totally agree with you. It's just sometimes we put stuff on there, and normally we just put unexplained, unless we're really, really 99.9%. There's a lot of the EVPs I hear are quite poor, to be honest with you. It could be anything. And it's, I suppose, in a way, that would be frustrating. Yeah, to clear yellow. Yeah. It's frustrating when you can't make out what it says. You think, ugh. So there's no point saying what you think. So we will put unexplained, or if we do what we'll say our opinion, what we think, then we'll ask other people's opinion. Always do that because it's important what people think. Helps us out as well, knowing what other people. We do when we used to do lives ages ago. We used to always be asking people's opinion, what they want. I think it's important.
It is.
We're only doing a live to show people what we do and get the audience involved. And then once the audience are gone after, we concentrate on other things we're doing. So it's, we get to do what we want later.
Great.
But yeah.
Let's just hear that again because that was a good one.
Jesus, have you followed us through here?
Whistle.
Do you speak to the children that are upstairs? What is your favourite colour?
Yellow.
It says yellow.
Yeah.
That is so good.
That was. So, he liked yellow.
That's brilliant because you said, what's your favourite colour?
Yellow.
Yeah, that was really clear.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Really
perfect, clear EVP.
There was some clicking as well. I mean, that being
And the whistle.
Yeah, that laughter is astonishing, isn't it? It's like
It is.
you couldn't even replicate. I don't think you could replicate. I couldn't even replicate that at all. It's brilliant, that one.
Absolutely.
That was.
I'm going to. If anybody wants me to play these again after we've gone through these, I most certainly can do. But let's see another one of these quickly. Was there anything else you want to add that happened during that evening at all?
Oh, we had a few things there. Yeah, it's a pub in Lowestoft. That was quite an interesting place. I mean, the weird thing, we got an SLS figure in near the toilets, and the interesting thing, we'd only shown half of like the pair of sort of waist down, land down. The other half was missing up to the wall. This is weird. Up to the waist on an SLS. This is weird because you don't often get it on an SLS camera. Half of it was through like part of the wall. And I thought, that's weird. And I went, wonder what I'd go around and see if I've got the head side, the other side. Guess what? We had the head and the top of the body on the other side of the wall. So we only got half of the SLS figure on one side, and that matched the other half on the other side of the wall. Again, that was caught on camera. That's weird. Didn't expect half and half. But yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. We got a few knocks and bits and bobs in there. That was quite a good one. That was, yeah. That was a pub in Lowestoft, and I can't remember the pub's name.
This isn't the one down the old town, and
Old Town.
landlord
Yeah.
at the time one of the landlords took out an insurance because people
No,
were
that's
getting
further
hurt.
down. Yeah, I know the
Okay.
one. Yeah. That's that's an amazing building. It's some old, some like got to be 19th century buildings down there, possibly earlier. But there's a pub down there. Yeah, someone sued them apparently. Some American came down there to visit or do something or other, and they apparently got injured, and they sued the pub. So the pub went and took insurance out. Apparently, I was in the news about it. Obviously, that is quite interesting. Yeah, but yeah, there's some amazing buildings down there. They're
Where is
quite
very
active.
haunted is the nightclub on the pier. That's apparently very haunted. I was speaking to, did get on Ghost Towns, and I remember going there on holiday and speaking to the DJ at the place, and he was all kind of, I'll come down and do an investigation.
Piers,
It never happened though.
theatres and piers are very active for some reason. I think with theatres, it's mostly, I think it's the you're going on stage and you get all that excitement, all that energy build up. And I think it's partly to do with that. So it leaves like a print from the past. But if you think, plus you're probably nervous and stressed, and that's all that stuff into that sort of building.
Exactly.
Definitely their stuff to be captured. But it's just getting these places. Some just don't want to know. They think you're crazy, or they're scared. A lot of them places we get. Oh no, don't want nothing unearthed. We don't want. You don't bring a poltergeist to life and all this you get and stuff.
Exactly.
Don't work like that. If you know
I'm
what you're
just going
doing.
I'm just going to say, Annette says a question. Can you? I think we're Facebook friends. If you can message who he is, because I've got to admit, I've only seen one thing appeared and nothing else. So it doesn't seem to be coming through what you're trying to come through. It doesn't seem to be coming through on my feed on this StreamYard at the moment. So if you can just let me know by private message who it is, and I'll scroll through the answers. And if there's any mods on here as well, if you can help out as well. So I do apologise for that. I did actually try to mod this before, but there was some problems. So if there's a mod in there, please.
You can
shout
click
out.
them. You can click them, remove them yourself, Paul.
Yeah.
If you want.
See, but I can't see it coming up here. But if you can,
Oh, right,
if you can
okay.
private message me who they are, I'll see what I can do for you. I do apologise, but I'll also, whilst playing the other one, scroll through the Facebook feed as well. So I do apologise if there's like a double sound of us coming up on here, and then we'll see what can happen and what we can do about it. Because I want to get rid of the right person as well. I'm going to play this whilst I sort that out, and you can explain about that as well.
Sorry. It's a little. There it is. I can't remember.
So if you explain that one, please.
That was a short one. Play it again. Can you
Yeah,
play
it was,
again,
wasn't it?
please?
So I was just trying to log on.
Sorry. It's a little. There it is. I can't remember. Yeah, it was. I bet. I think that was. There was more to that video. I got another one to that where you can hear the pool balls go down the pockets or being clinked.
I think you sent me that one before.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and there's no one at the planned pool or nothing. That was interesting. But that was the voice that I bet, because I'd said something about a bit was missing, and then says I bet, sort of interacting with me at the time. I know. Yeah, Anne said she heard it. Yeah, it's that's just a small little one, but there's more to that one.
Yeah.
You can hear someone playing, like you can hear the strike of the ball being hit, like clink.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's even the sound of a ball going down the pocket at one point as well. But again, it's interesting that these are captured while we put on a break, or the camera's been just put down for a few minutes, and then boom, you capture something.
Hey there, soldier. I must admit, I didn't. I heard I bet, but let's listen to it again because that's quite a short one.
Yeah, I Sorry. It's a little. There it is. Can't remember what I put it.
I still hear I bet actually.
Yeah,
but,
it's
you
a
know,
it's a whisper. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a whisper. I bet, like that sort of thing. Which you can hear us talking and that, but it's that whatever it was quite close to that camera or near us at the time, which even more creeps you out. They must have been standing there, and you think, oh, God, yeah, that's a good one. There's more to that one. Yeah, that was some pub again in oh, good grief. That was out in the sticks somewhere, and we done a live that night, I think, or the night. I think it was the same night. We had some amazing activity that night. That was just unbelievable. The Ghost box, our little box I designed, that was just spot on that night. That was naming things. That was, communication was top notch. That we kept clinking of a glass as well that night, which was quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite good. And then we had a voice as well, another voice on there. Oh, you probably might have it later. I don't know if you got that one.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
I
There's one. I just got a message from Annette here, so I'm going to read that through as we play this one. My favourite, Gangsta Boo.
Can you touch my tummy?
Interesting, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. Sorry, I get distracted. I'm just texting it. It's all okay.
You're right.
No worries. Let's hear this again, and then we can say more about what happened. So let's play it again.
Can you touch my tummy?
Yeah, I can definitely hear a laugh. So yeah, explain a little bit more about that. That'd be really cool, please, Tim.
Yeah, that was a pub. That's apparently, yes. Well, I know it's been burnt down at the moment. It's that caught a light. But yeah, that was it was put what we call a lock off. So we'll have a camera rolling, and we set up. That is the Boo Bear we're telling you about. I think was that the Boo Bear? There might be another bear. I think there was another bear. Yeah, I think it might have been the Boo Bear.
I always, because the Ghost Brothers call them Gangster Boos now from now on.
Gangster Boo. Oh God, right, yeah. So we left that. We leave a camera roll and see what if anything interacts, with the bear or whatever or anything. And as you can hear, that to us sounded like a laugh, like a ho 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 ho. But there's an interesting one as well. I don't know if it was on that. I don't think it was on that. There's footsteps and you can hear something moving around. And there's another laugh as well. So there's another bit to that one as well. But to me, it sounded like a laugh, but I'm not 100% sure. But what people think, I'd like to hear what people think.
Excellent.
Try that again and see if you can.
Yeah, let's listen to it again.
Ah.
Can you touch my tummy?
Yeah, there was taps and footsteps. That's the one. Yeah, you can hear something like tapping in there, and you can also hear like footsteps. And then the like, can you touch my tummy? And then that's quite. That was quite good. And you got to think these things, the taps. I just try to think. It possibly could be movement. Whatever in there, I don't know, possible. But the footsteps, the weird thing is there's some steps going up to the top where that was. And later on, or whatever, before I'd even known about this footstep, I was coming upstairs and I felt someone following me up the stairs and I thought, okay, right. So I got up. When I turned, I got it on camera as well somewhere. As I turned and I finished, you hear my footsteps coming up the stairs, like, dud, 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 dud. you can still hear like footsteps carrying on after I'd got to the top and stood still. So that was interesting. There, through that, where I heard that, just through there is where those footsteps were captured in there. So, yeah, so that was interesting. It's a weird experience. I got it on camera now. You can hear me stop coming up the stairs, go dum, dum, tap, 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 tap. And then you can, then on the video camera, on the recording, you can hear some more steps, like, and then stop. And you can hear me say to people then that I heard footsteps behind me. I swear I just heard someone walking behind me, and they won't stop, and you can hear it. It's you know, that's, yeah. And you heard that. It's better with headphones on, to be honest with you, a lot of these.
I'm quite lucky. I've got headphones
Yeah,
on.
yeah. But
so if you've got headphones, people put them in.
Yeah, headphones like Turtle Beach headphones are quite good because they're designed for gaming, so they different sounds. I have got a pair of Turtle Beach, and I use them for listening back, and you can hear some stuff you play back through, like on here. You can hardly hear them, but you put on the Turtle Beach on. Wow, you can hear them clear, which helps. And I've got some programs to enhance the sound if I needed to. But none of these have been enhanced, by the way. These are what you're hearing is how they're recorded. So
It's always the best way.
Yeah.
People have said that was really good. Let's just play this one more time before we move on because it's good.
Can you touch my tummy?
Yeah,
I think people like that one. I think they find it quite creepy. The creepy one's always good, though, aren't they?
Yeah. We got some. I had another one on there. We heard a bell. They got a bell that's been there for years, and we heard that ring. We had. I got a few EVPs on the live as well. We done a live there, and there's a few EVPs heard or captured as well. I'm just trying to think what else happened there. Yeah, we had a lot of sexual references on the ghosted box and stuff like that. Apparently, that used to be a dominatrix thing underneath. There's a floor underneath the cellar, which is all closed off now. But years ago, that used to be domination or whatever it's called. I don't know, the whips and stuff. Dominatrix.
Oh, that sort of place.
Yeah. And we had things like, can I put my hand up your skirt? Can I grab your boob? And yeah, we had some wacky stuff on there. We also said something about a drink. What drink would you like? They said a whiskey. We got that as an EVP. And we had last orders as well. That's what we heard. We had a bell and then a woman's voice going like last orders, something like that. That was quite good. Yeah, that's interesting. There's obviously, but the bell was downstairs somewhere, and this recording, I believe, was caught upstairs. But no one had touched the bell anyway. So that was quite interesting.
I'm going to share now. Now I've seen coming up the really creepy one, which I am going to save to last actually, because I think that because it's such a good one. They're all creepy, but we're going to do this one next. So if you say about this.
No, I know. That's what I'm looking for, wasn't it?
Disgusting.
Yep. Sugar pinches. Does it say foliage?
Include.
Oh. Right. So
Have you got? You're doing EVP here as well.
Yeah.
So somebody didn't like them.
Yeah, it was weird because Annabelle is one of our mediums as well, and I think Natasha was there, another medium, and they said there's a woman there, and she does not like us being here at all. She's not very happy. I think she used to do the grounds of the area, and she said she used to sort of keep an eye on it and make sure the place is tidy and stuff. But she said she's a nasty woman, obviously no swearing. I said, yeah, she's not very nice at all, sort of thing. And I thought, okay. And then they're going through reviewing it, and I got that, and I thought, wow, that's not. But I mean, I know Natasha's been called they've been called some things, and especially Natasha, she's been called some nasty words,
Yeah.
She's the damn
Proper
her
thrasher.
one. I think, yeah, damn hers. I think that's about the limit. But we get no, we
Yeah.
can get f off, and
Yeah.
you're taking the P, I'd say, or they'd take the Mickey.
Yeah.
But yeah, that weren't very nice. But maybe that's because we were there and they didn't like us there, but we didn't know that. I mean,
It's also how it's said as well. I think the meaning behind it. So let's play this
Yeah.
one
No, I
again.
know. That's what I'm looking for, wasn't it?
Disgusting.
Yep. Should have pictures. Does it say foliage?
Include.
Oh. Right. So
You
now
got. You're doing EVP here as well.
Yeah. Whoever it was, the spirit does seem quite
yeah,
unpleasant.
and it's a weird sort of thing because they sound like a bit robotic. Shut up, bitches. Shut up,
Yeah.
bitches. Like that. It doesn't sound quite, like normal.
Yeah.
The other one does.
Yes.
It sounds like a normal bitch, but the
Yeah.
other one's like, shut up, bitches. It doesn't. It's robotic
It
type.
kind of reminds me of how it sounds like when it's coming through a ghost box, although it's not coming through a
like
ghost box.
Goose bank type thing. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
What's this? I went to Dead Woman's Ditch on Quantox Collins. A woman tells, I hope I got it right, people to F off, been there twice, not heard nothing. But, I think sometimes
Oh,
people pick it up more. So let's just hear it one more time, then we'll do the creepy one.
No, I know. That's what I'm looking for, wasn't it?
Disgusting.
Yep. Should have pictures. Does it say foliage?
Include.
Oh. Right. So
You
now
got. You're doing EVP here as well.
Kind of reminds me of what you hear down at the pub.
That's shocking, isn't it?
sometimes. Yeah,
You won't be going
absolutely.
back there. No, you do. I mean, there's a few places you go to, and I think if you heard that, I mean, sort of thing, and you think they're a bit obviously don't want us here, would leave, straight away. We've done it. We've been to certain places where they just didn't want us there, And we said, well, okay, we'll leave. Then we left. There's no point upsetting them. We're not there to upset people, So we would leave, and there's other places to go to, so it didn't matter, But sometimes it depends if they're upsetting. They seem upset, and we try and find out why they're upset and if we can help. But if you're just going to get slandered like that, then there's just no,
Yeah.
I've heard of people can slander them back, but I just don't think that's right. I think
No.
I've seen people slander them back, swearing back at them. I mean, you can say, well, no need to be rude, if you don't want to see.
It's a little bit like people with an argument. If you're just going to swear back at them, it's not going to particularly help. It's just going to make things escate and not help.
Exactly,
anybody,
yeah.
really. So
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to sit there having a big Barney with them. That's crazy. You've got to respect that. I just feel lucky to capture stuff like that. I think we're so lucky as a team to capture EVPs like that because a lot of people don't. And unfortunately, people will think, well, how come you keep catching something dodgy? No, it's not dodgy. It's nothing. Nothing to gain from it. I'm not going to make millions money from it or anything like that. Anything. It's just to show people, say that this is genuine stuff we're capturing, and that's if you've ever been, we've done events in the past and things. People have witnessed stuff. Wow, they're shocked. They're completely blow their mind, especially when you ask for knocks and you get a reply, and you can, it's, it blows people's minds, and they're like, wow, what is Tim's group?
Yeah, so you want to say about your group, and then we will play the last one because that is that. Yeah, as I said when I heard it, I was glad that it was sunny when I played it.
Yeah,
but do you want to
Ghosted
say about
UK.
Ghosted? Yeah, do you want to say a bit about Ghosted UK?
Yeah, just call it Ghosted UK. That's just something we thought of at the time. And we investigate areas in East Anglia, well, anywhere really, but East Anglia, the team of it mainly, where we're based in Norfolk. And we've got two mediums in our team, Annabelle and Natasha. got Andrew. He's been investigating since, I don't know, pre-war. I don't know. since the dinosaurs. Amazing chap. And Matt and Jane and Mandy. Yeah, and we do home investigations and investigate businesses and things like that. Or we get rumours of, we hear things like we're seeing a ghost down the road or whatever. Can you investigate it or whatever? Or we find it interesting to investigate it, especially if the activity, things happening, so we'll go and investigate it. Things like that, But our bread and butter are home investigations, cleansing and things like that. That's our main thing we do. Mainly that you didn't have to do a cleansing a lot of the time because there's not much really activity there. So it just gives people, what's the word, make them feel relaxed, because people are scared and frightened and stuff like that. So it's nice to them to say that, there's nothing here really, it's this, it's the wind, it's that causing this. And or you might have a little bit of activity where that, it could be something personal, like a relative popped in, so that, to tell them that everything will be fine, and explain how things work, and stuff like that. And that seemed to work, and just there to help people really.
And you can be found on Facebook, so your Facebook.
Yeah, Chit-Chat UK and Instagram. More on Instagram.
Okay, good.
So yeah.
I realised afterwards, I said the last one. It's not the last one, so there's some more to go. But I will play.
Oh, that's
some
loads.
I've teased people.
That's loads more.
I've teased people long enough for this one, so let's go for the creepy one. Or at least I found it creepy. I don't know if people are going to be disappointed, but I did find it generally creepy. This one.
There you go.
Real, and we will keep going and going and going until we find out if it's real or not.
That is really pretty loud, that one. It kind of, I remember listening to these through and pretty much sat upright when that one came through. So let's just play that one more time for people to hear.
It's like 100% real, and we will keep going and going and going until we find out if it's real or not.
Yeah.
So where was this? And that person didn't seem at all happy.
Yes, that's weird because we've got two recordings of that. One on the live on Facebook, and the other one was recorded on a camera, a backup camera anyway. So yeah, it's recorded twice for the same thing. But I think that Tasha had said something about where the ruins are. It's called the Priory in St Olives, a lovely little place we go to, and she'd said something about the wall. Apparently, one of the walls had been knocked down, and they'd built it to where they are at the moment. And so she was sort of moaning about the wall. She said, "Who would do that sort of thing? I can't believe they'd smashed that wall down and moved it." Thinking of the history. We're very respectful for the history. The buildings and stuff. And I think that might have been occurrence from that. I think because the woman could have been the same woman who had said, "You just insulted my blooming house, you cheeky bugger," because that was basically like a merchant's house, sort of thing. So I think this older wall had been knocked down to build their house, sort of thing. So I think she took a bit of an insult to Natasha by saying, "I can't believe someone would do that," sort of thing. And that weren't long after that. Then we started that live. I think that was, I don't know if that's a live one or the other recording, but I think there might have been something to do with it, possibly.
What were people's reactions when they were watching the live and to hear that appear?
I don't think people noticed it. I don't think we didn't notice it till afterwards. I don't think anyone mentioned it. See, when we used to do lives, no one really mentioned. Sometimes they heard stuff, bits, whatever. But a lot of the EVPs, I went to your playback, and then when we done, I'd check through the live, I'd check through the camera recordings, the CCTV and all that. And I think on that one, I caught that on there. Like, wow, that's a loud one. But yeah, we heard in there as well, inside the building, someone saying lager once. We captured an EVP saying, "I want some lager," and I didn't even think they drank lager then. They normally drank what's the blooming mead. I think that was the drink at the time. So I don't know why this lager must have been something newer. But that was sort of bloke's voice saying, "I want some lager." I captured once. I said, "What the hell did that come from?" Yeah, we've had some interest. We've had sort of like something being dragged in there as well. What we called it. We think that was the chair, but we missed the blooming thing. But it sounded like one of the chairs being dragged. So that's something we have to. As things, this weird thing, because you think, well, why didn't you, mark the chair out? But sometimes when you go to certain places, you don't get the same thing happen. You don't get, like, you might not see nothing there. You might not capture something on video. So they progress as you go. So when you go to places, things are being moved in here. I heard that. So next time you know that, then you mark things up and put some trigger objects on the floor. It's not always doing it because that's, if you do an investigation, sometimes when you got video cameras set up for something, I said, well, nothing's been seen. It's all, certain parts there's nothing been seen. So there's no point recording stuff unless it's witnessed. If you said you kept seeing this same shadow, then I'll put a set of camera up for that specific spot. If you know what I mean. Excuse me. So yeah, as you go, we sort of put trigger objects in that. If things are poltergeist activity, then you'll put trigger objects like crosses on paper and certain objects on paper and draw around it. Or the old school was just put talcum powder down on the floor.
Yeah.
See if there's any footprints. We've done that in a place. It was ages to clean. It was ages to clean it up. Yeah, so it's not a practical thing, but it does work. You can capture bits and bobs. The thing is with certain things, when like a bit of paper and a cross on it, you can't, and you're near a main road and the buses are going past. There's vibration, exactly. But we've got meters that can record the vibration. So that's an interesting thing. Do you get vibration from the natural thing? So the meter will tell me that, and that'll tell me exactly what time the vibration happened. And if a cross moved, then we can. If there was no vibration and the cross moved, then that's interesting. That's no more telling me it's more something physically moving it. Things like that, and you learn that as you go along, sort of thing. Things to counteract to debunk it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. You have to debunk things because it's a little bit like Sherlock Holmes things. Once you've eliminated the probable, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. So I think that it's good to because I think it's good to believe when you go into these things, but also to be skeptical when you go into these things, so you don't get, because like any little crack, I think, can be a paranormal experience. So you kind of really rule everything out. Let's just play that one more time because it's such a creepy one. Let's go for it.
100% real, and we will keep going and going and going until we find out if it's real or not.
Yeah, gives me the shivers, that one, most definitely.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one, isn't it?
It is a good one. So I mean, there's so many more I could do, but I know that Lindsay and John will be going live on their members page at 10 o'clock. Practicing mediumship.
I can get one more. You can get one more in.
I can get one more.
Do the vicar one. Is the vicar one there?
I think so. Let me have a look.
It's the stairs.
Stairs will be there.
Stairs.
I've got the REM pod. There's the stairs. Let's do this one. Good. Yeah, of course we can get one more in.
So 1 knock for yes, 2 for no.
Let's do that again. I've got to play that one again.
So 1 knock for yes, 2 for no.
So yeah, where was this one then?
That's a private one we done, and that was even well, it was a private one. And the weird thing is, we were speaking to the neighbours. Obviously with permission, they've asked and the neighbours come through for bits and to verify things like the last people who used to live there. You have to get all the history and bits and pieces about the location. And the thing is that the lady, we believe that was a bloke and a woman who used to live there, and she was very, very religious, and she used to, apparently the lady found out that the lady said that she'd always used to stand by the front room window waiting for the vicar. He used to visit, and that was quite interesting. That subject come up with that EVP about who is the vicar. It's just perfect. You can ask for no more than that. The people we believed who lived there. I mean, to say someone telling us about the people who used to live there, saying that this lady used to look at out the window and say, waiting for the vicar, and that EVP just completely backs up that story. So yeah, that's the net going.
Yeah, so Annette's going now, but thank you so much, Annette, for watching. Do take
Yes,
care
thank you,
and
Annette.
stay
Thank you.
yourself.
You enjoyed it.
So you've got 10 minutes. I just wanted to sort of ask you before we finish this, just literally before 9. What's coming next for you? You got any investigations lined up?
Always got something coming up. We got some private ones coming up, which I can't discuss, obviously.
Sure.
We've got a railway museum coming up, and we've got a tank museum coming up. But I think the tank museum's an event one that the girls organise, so that'd be quite interesting. Yeah, and when we've just done the radar museum, that was an event one. That was really good. I think I got some of the EVPs I sent you to that one. Bits and pieces like that. It depends how we go. We can do what we like now. We just feel like, but we mainly concentrate on home ones because they're important to us, because that's helping people. That's more important to us than doing events and whatever. All events, we raise money for the actual place that we're investing, for the event. Like we've done the a theatre once, not last year, I think, and all the money goes to them. All the tickets go and the money goes to them. So we done. We're non-profit and we don't charge. I don't believe in it. I think it's disgusting. People charging for investigations and so forth.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. But there you go. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Anna, have you caught footsteps in talcum? No, I haven't. We have not. We've had stuff move in talcum powder, like an object. That was weird because I said, draw around the object and put it there, and then someone put the object in the talcum powder, but it looked like it'd been dragged. That's quite interesting. Yeah. But no, we haven't had footsteps in talcum now. That'd be a kill, but no. Not at all. Maybe one day we'll catch something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We captured figures. I think there's a figure where we just been. Before that, the prior we captured a figure. But we tried to debunk it and we couldn't. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, will you? There's lots more footage to show.
Yes.
Will you be on again at some point in the future?
Yeah, I'll pick some more out. I've got. I mean, I think that I had like the other thing, 4 terabyte of stuff. It's a lot of EVPs. I've got tons. So from all sorts. So yeah, it'd be nice to get people's opinion. That's what we'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. So this video will be available afterwards. So please write down in the comments below opinions on what you've captured. Go to
what you think
on Instagram and on their Facebook on this video, and I'll let you know what people say as well. That'd be really good to get people's opinions
look,
because it's
it's
so
it's
important
the
in the
main.
community.
It's so important, Paul, that they, what they, listen to the headphones, go back on the live, listen to them, and put the headphones on and see what you can get any information from it. That'd help us and things like that. You get things wrong by thinking what it says, and then if someone, think, oh, I think it says something, it helps us. It improves us.
Agreed.
Thank you,
Totally.
Karen. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And
Thank
thank you to everybody for your
Yeah,
wonderful
thank everyone.
comments as well. I'm just going to give a shout out for the guest next week, Ali Norrell, who is an author, and she's written the book The Truth Inside. It's about an experience which, a bit of a warning, it might be a slight triggers for some people, but it's very healing. And I've seen her when I worked at the Isborne. People found it very good. And she lost her daughter. Basically, her daughter was only a couple of years old, and it's her story. And but anybody that was there said how healing it was, and it's how that she went to a spiritualist church and picking up that proof that she so dearly needed. So that's going to be something that's going to be very helpful to some people next week as well. Tim, thanks so much for tonight. Do go to, if you're a member, to members on Exploring the Afterlife, ETA members for practicing mediumship. Will you just stay just 5 minutes after we finish?
Yes,
just for a bit of a chat
always,
afterwards?
Paul. Always.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me
Amazing.
on the show. It's been brilliant. And
No, I've really enjoyed
show
it.
you our work. It's amazing. Loved
Brilliant.
it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have an outstanding day tomorrow, everybody. Thank you for watching.